On a bed in a small college town, amidst the chaos of a meticulously planned quadruple homicide, investigators found a single pristine piece of evidence, a tan leather knife sheath stamped with the eagle and anchor of the United States Marine Corps. That sheath was left next to the bodies of Madison Mogen and Kaylee Goncalves, who, along with Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin, were fatally stabbed in their off-campus home on November 13, 2022. 6 weeks later, police arrested Bryan Kohberger for the murders. He was a 28-year-old doctoral candidate at Washington State University, living just 8 miles away and spending his days immersed in the mechanics of criminal justice. This presents a baffling contradiction. A student specializing in crime scene processing had left his own DNA at the heart of a murder scene. Kohberger's academic focus at WSU centered on the psychology of criminals. He was particularly interested in offender decision-making and the emotional experiences associated with acts of sexual burglary. But his behavior in the program had already raised alarms. Peers and faculty reported a pattern of aggressive and condescending behavior toward women, leading to 9 separate complaints and his eventual termination as a teaching assistant. He also posted a survey to a public forum, asking ex-convicts to recount the internal logic and emotional states experienced during their crimes. One faculty member was so disturbed by his conduct that she warned colleagues he exhibited the traits of a predator. These behaviors suggest that Kohberger was translating clinical data into a personal, practical toolkit for violence. In the early hours of November 13th, surveillance cameras captured a white Hyundai Elantra making multiple passes near the victim's King Road residence. At 2:47 a.m., Kohberger's cell phone disconnected from the network. He had deliberately disabled it to avoid cell tower triangulation, creating a digital void as he traveled toward the house. During that window of digital silence, the killer entered through a sliding door at the back of the home. He moved to the upper floors and fatally attacked the 4 victims while they were in their beds. The calculated planning fractured after the murders. By 4:20 a.m., the Elantra was captured on a neighbor's camera, racing away from the neighborhood so fast it nearly lost control on the corner. Back in Pullman, Kohberger began a meticulous cover-up. Investigators later found that he had essentially disassembled the interior of his car, cleaning it until it was spotless to remove any biological trace of the victims. But digital forensics is built to find these exact gaps. The 2 hours of missing cell data and the unnaturally clean car provided investigators with clear evidence of premeditated planning. The most significant piece of evidence remained at the scene. The K-bar knife sheath was found carefully under a comforter, face down on the bed next to Madison Mogen's body. Choosing a large, fixed-blade knife demands close proximity violence. It is an intimate, high-risk method that forces the attacker into the immediate space of the victim, prioritizing the visceral experience of the act. This choice reflects a hubristic belief in his own superiority. Kohberger acted as though his academic knowledge of crime scenes would protect him from the messiness of a physical struggle. The scene was the manifestation of a failed experiment. He was a theorist who had completely miscalculated the chaotic, unpredictable nature of real-world violence. That miscalculation led to a massive breakthrough. The Idaho State Lab recovered a single source of male touch DNA, microscopic skin cells left right on the button snap of that discarded leather sheath. Using investigative genetic genealogy, the FBI built a familial profile from that sample. By cross-referencing it with public ancestry databases, they narrowed their search directly to Kohberger. Authorities tracked him cross-country as he drove the Elantra home to Pennsylvania for the holidays. While he believed he was safe at his parents' house, the FBI and state police were already closing in. In a covert nighttime operation, agents retrieved a discarded Q-tip from the family's trash. Forensic testing confirmed the DNA matched the biological father of the person who left their profile on the knife sheath. The man who attempted to orchestrate a perfect crime was undone by a microscopic trace of skin cells he never realized he had left behind. Despite his guilty plea, many questions remain. Investigators found no evidence that Kohberger had direct contact with the victims, leaving the true motive behind his obsession with the house unanswered. His behavior after his arrest was marked by a chilling, emotionless silence in the courtroom, contrasted with reports of aggressive outbursts once he was behind bars. Ultimately, Kohberger's academic training provided no protection against his own human error. He believed he could master the variables of a crime scene through theory, but the physical evidence proved that reality was far more chaotic than his research. It is a dark reminder of the case's central truth. For a predator, the study of criminology can serve not as a deterrent, but as a dangerous training ground for perfecting a pathology.